Welcome to Wholesale Hotline. I'm Brent Daniels.
I'm Jamil Damji.
And I'm Jerry Norton.
And I'm Morby.
Every week we bring you the best information on real estate investing.
Be sure to participate in the comments.
And subscribe.
Wholesale Hotline!
Yo, welcome to Wholesale Hotline. You've got Jerry Norton, one of my mentors, my heroes on the show, to my right, potentially your left. And my name is Morby. Today we will be talking about wholesaling real estate and how things are changing and updating in the marketplace. In fact, I spoke in San Antonio this weekend, and I spoke for Uncle Charles. Shout out to Uncle Charles. I saw a whole bunch of gurus and furus and burus and durus and all sorts of, things out there that were also speaking on stage. A lot of my friends were out there, and on my flight home at 3:00 in the morning, I got stopped in the airport and they said, "Hey, are you Peace Morby?" I said, "Yeah, I'm the guy yes, I'm the guy. What's up? What do you got?" He says, "I'm in South Carolina. Can you ask Jerry what he thinks about wholesaling in South Carolina if I am marketing for a partnership on the property?" Interesting. I think Jerry has a good opinion about this. So there's a gentleman, if you guys don't know, there are states in the country that do not love wholesaling. I think there's about 11 of them. You would know that if you watch Jerry Norton's YouTube channel, Flipping Mastery, one of the best channels ever. I also watched Jerry Norton's episode today. I think he might have posted it yesterday, but it's about how he won $100,000 from a buyer, which is freaking awesome. And I want to talk about that today as well. But this gentleman was saying, hey, as you know, Pace, South Carolina has been illegal to wholesale in for the last year plus. But what I've been doing, and I do about 5 deals a month, is I market for partnerships on potential projects. And I start marketing people saying, hey, I'm buying this property. Does anyone want to partner with me on this deal? And he says he hasn't been caught yet. And so I wanted to bring Jerry Norton on here and chat with him about this. What are your thoughts on this, Jerry Norton?
Well, you have to be careful however you structure it that you're not violating equitable interest. So that's the real thing that they're defining, that they're trying to stop. So the way you want to think about equitable interest is, am I doing something with contracts, with paperwork, where I'm able to create monetization in some form or another before I legally take title to the property? So if you're doing something that could be a novation, it could be a double closing with your BC contract, it could be setting up an LLC and then selling the membership rights of your LLC. It could be all kinds of things that you can creatively figure out how to do. But are you creating your value? Are you creating your, are you gaining from your equitable interest? However you want to create the equitable interest, that's how they're defining it, is equitable interest. We don't want you doing it unless you legally own the property first. So you answer the question, like if you're thinking of these creative ideas, and there's lots of them, like I'm all for workarounds and trying to find like, what's the loophole? What can I legally do? I'm not faulting that. I'm just saying, and you can do anything till you get caught. So it's not like, well, I've been getting away with it. Well, it doesn't mean you can still do it. It just means no one's called you out on it, or, no one's turned you in yet for it, or they haven't caught you. But that's what you want to think about. And so if you understand how equitable interest works and what they're trying to stop you doing with it, then I think that should answer that question. So Paige, when you say partnership, maybe clarify a little bit how they're when they're creating the partnership, when you're going on to that. Is it before or after contracts? Like, how's it all work out? I think it matters.
What he's doing is he's getting the property under contract. He is intentionally assigning the deal. So here's what he's doing. He is blatantly, knowingly breaking the code, essentially, or the, what would you call that, legislation.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And he knows he's doing it. But what he's saying is that he has plausible deniability by saying, and this is typical wholesaler stuff, right? Like, every wholesaler I've ever met, this is a somewhat of an aside that I'm going to come back to, is I go to these events and I meet these software companies that are like, hi, we do X, Y, and Z software. I'm like, good luck. And the reason why I say good luck is because wholesalers are notoriously the cheapest people on the effing planet. Like,
Right.
if you tell them, hey, like for example, the Creative Nation tour, right? We're going on the Creative Nation tour. We're going to be out there 100 cities, 100 days. We're spending $1 million on it. Our sponsors are chipping in. We have now Home Depot, which Jamil brought to the table. We've got Monster Energy, Prime Corporate Services, Relay Financial, Go High Level, all these incredible companies chipping in. And making it so we don't have to spend any money, or I'm sorry, making it so we don't have to charge a ticket when we go do these meetups.
Yeah.
Wholesalers will be like, oh, but that's going to cost me $1.18 of gas. Will you reimburse me so that I can do deals with no money out of my pocket?
Yeah, that's wholesalers for you.
A wholesale mindset. They do not want to follow laws. They do not want to get licensed. They want to do everything out of somebody else's pocket, which I understand. It's not a criticism. It's an observation of facts that I have ran into with my own experience. I think Jamil and Jerry have ran into this as well. So this guy comes up to me and he says, I'm running this software called OFFA, OFFA, like off market, like OFFA. And I go, okay, so let me guess what your number one problem is. Wholesalers are just going around you to each other, correct? He's like, yeah, man, we're trying to figure it out.
How'd you know?
I go, here's how you figure that out. Get out of wholesale and stop trying to have a platform where you are introducing wholesalers to each other. They will look, what's so interesting, bro, is you will go put $2, $4, $6, $10 million into this platform, and the wholesalers will have entitlement of like, why is this platform trying to charge me $100 so I can meet that other person? Everything should be free, right?
It goes back to remember when we tried to set up the association, which we've come back and forth to several times. And people are like, "Wait, what? You want to charge dues? I'm out."
Yeah.
Okay.
Or better, even better yet, the ones that are like, I will pay dues because I believe in what you're doing. But then the second you send them the Stripe link,
they go dark. Yeah.
oh, well, I've changed my mind. I don't think I'm going to be in wholesale anymore. I think I'm going to fix and flip or whatnot. Okay, so the point is that you are dealing with wholesalers that will not follow the legislation, and they'll sit there and go, catch me, right? They think they're Leonardo DiCaprio and Tom Hanks and catch me if you can or whatnot.
Not only that, we have prominent educators teaching, well, they're not enforcing it and you can get away with it. And as long as they're this and that, then go ahead and do it. Like, wow, from a platform where you have an audience teaching to break the law.
That is so irresponsible. Like, I can't even fathom that. You're literally playing with the futures of people's lives by putting them into that, just telling them, yeah, go ahead and do it. You know, if they don't catch you, you'll be fine. I've been doing it for a year and no one's caught me. It's like, yeah, well, you know, the wheels of justice turn slow.
Yeah. And you know what? Going back to like your point, Pace, let's say that you can get away with it. Do you want to create a business where you're looking over your shoulder every day? I mean, what are you doing?
No.
What are you doing? Like, if it's not a legit model, stop doing it. Create something that's lasting, that'll be around forever. You know, whatever the thing is that they're telling you to stop doing, do the thing the right way. Guess what? You're going to have a lot less competition. You know, like, solve the problem. Don't try to find the loophole out of everything so you can stay free and cheap and all the things that you're just.
That's interesting. It's interesting that the business model of I don't have anybody to answer to is actually what wholesalers are most appealed to. Okay. And here's what I mean by this. This gentleman, nice guy, he knew you, Jerry, just like me. He looks up to you, and everybody, by the way, that I meet is like, I've watched yours and Jerry's playlist like 10 times. It's the greatest playlist on YouTube, blah, blah. I'm like, we really should do that. I think that was a 12-year-old ago playlist.
I mean, it is pretty dang good. I will.
It's phenomenal. It's a good one. So here's what he says. He says, I'm doing about 5 deals a month. My average assignment's about, $15,000 to $20,000. And I'm like, okay, this is interesting that you are making, $75,000 to $125,000 a month.
Supposedly.
And he's been on Steve Trang's podcast. Like, he somewhat has some legitimacy. Like, Steve Trang has looked at his HUDs and his settlement statements. And so I definitely am not going to, if it was a rando that wasn't like on other podcasts, and I know how Steve is like very prudent about going through and verifying the guests that he has. So he's doing deals. So this is really interesting to me that the wholesale demographic is like, no. The second I have to pay for something to do something legitimately is the second that wholesale is no longer appealing to me. Wait a minute. You are generating, even if let's cut it in half, you are generating $35,000 to $70,000 a month. Even if you were half of what you told me, you're telling me you can't just go get a lender to close on the deal, own the property for one day, market the property and sell it to somebody else and, have 10 days of carrying costs? Well, yeah, because that's not what wholesale is. It's like, okay, but you are putting a moniker on yourself when it doesn't matter what you're called. Like whether you're a wholesaler or an investor, I would actually rather be called an investor and close the property and have a higher level moniker.
When did the definition of wholesaling become free transacting? That's not what wholesaling means. Wholesaling just means I buy it at a discount and I bring it to market at value to a buyer. That's wholesaling in every single industry. That's what wholesaling is. For some reason, we figured out the assignment of contract in real estate, and wholesaling turned into this get rich quick, no risk, no capital, $5-10 earnest money or no earnest money. Like I'm not going to put anything on the line and I want to make millions of dollars. That's what it turned into somewhere along the line.
Yeah. Here's one of Jamil, by the way, good morning. We love you. Are you in Tempe today?
I am. Nice to see you guys.
Nice haircut.
Are you smoking or you have incense?
I've got I'm Palo Santo. Have you ever smelled Palo Santo before?
No,
it's no. It's like an incense, a wood that you burn, and it like clears negative energy. It smells really good. I like it.
I love it. Does it bring more regulation to wholesale? Because I think that's what we need.
Every time you guys bring up a turkey wholesaler, I feel like the slime just fall on my head, and I need to like clear the energy. It is really disappointing to hear the things that. And, Pace, I know you've heard it, Jerry, you've heard it, and I've heard it. And we've been hearing this now for years and years and years and years. And the story's not going to change until it elevates, right? And so maybe wholesaling doesn't survive another 2-3 years. Maybe it becomes real estate reselling. And maybe the only way that you get to do this is by having a float. You need to be bankrolled in order to be a reseller.
Yeah, I agree with this. And, it's interesting. This is not a criticism. This is an observation of being a wholesaler and wholesaling for the last 12 years of my life. Not as long as Jerry, not as long as Jamil. They're both more experienced than me and have done significant more wholesale transactions than me. I did a bird dog challenge about like, how do I start in wholesale with like no money? It's basically Astro Flipping, what Jamil's doing and has always done for the longest time, and Keegley, his franchise model. And I basically was like, let me even dumb it down even further. Let me just go to one buyer and a couple of wholesalers, and you just feed that one buyer deals, right? You're bird dogging for one person. Let me just distill down Jamil's strategy to like a Jamil simple strategy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, guess what it attracts? It attracts Uber drivers. It attracts people that are like working night shift. It attracts a lower level mindset of like, oh, good, I don't have to have any risk. Oh, good, I really don't have to try that hard. Oh, good, it's a low-hanging fruit. I'm going to go there. So it brings in that type of person.
And a really short-term mindset of like bills at the end of the month. I hate the bills at the end of the month, people. Like, I just want to pay my bills at the end of the month. What? Then get out of here. We're trying to teach you how to quit the job and run a business. Yeah, build wealth.
And the point is not that we don't want you to think that way now. It's that we want you to have a longer term mindset of like, I need to pay my bills for the next 90 days so that I can get to a point where I can have an abundance. And what ends up happening, so that's like bird dog, wholesale, like no money, no risk, no nothing wholesale. Then I do a challenge last month all around RV parks. Bro, I am telling you, the quality and the high level thinking that came into that. My office right now is full of 225 brand new Subto members. They're all business owners. They're already doing other stuff. They're just like, wow, RV parks, I'm going to do that. Risk, reward, massive. decent amount of risk, but huge amount of reward, I'm in. Oh, I got to put money down. Oh, I got to like work and learn how to negotiate. I'm in. It's an
I got to raise
interesting
capital.
thing.
I got to go out and raise capital. Right. That's a different mindset.
Yeah. Like, oh, I got to raise capital. Let me text 3 of the people I go play golf with. Right. So what ends up happening is the wholesale mindset, which is like what's happening in South Carolina. The people that have the wholesale, by the way, guys, I never had a wholesale mindset. Jamil never had a wholesale mindset. Jerry never had a wholesale mindset. We always had a real estate investor mindset. And if wholesale was the right fit for the time, we wholesaled, right? Like I never thought of myself as I'm like a general practitioner of real estate. Whatever works, whatever I can do, whether it's wholesale, fix and flip, or buy and hold, whether the property fits for Airbnb or co-living or short, Section 8, what have you, I will utilize whatever tool I have in my disposal. I don't identify as a wholesaler. I don't think Jerry or Jamil do either, but there are times where I wholesale. So this guy that I'm talking to in the airport in San Antonio, it was mind-blowing to me that he's like, well, yeah, they haven't caught me yet. And that is why this industry is being regulated, is because even after legislation has been passed, the activity is like, well, I interviewed 7 attorneys. 1 attorney says they'll do it, but they're going to figure out ways to like skirt around the legislation to make sure I can do it right. And I'm like, bro, you're going to put that attorney out of business and you're going to get yourself into some trouble and you're going to have a bunch of fines and get a bunch of buyers and, title fee. It's just going to be a mess. Like, why not just close and market? And it comes down to just the mindset that goes into that, is that guy has been a wholesaler for 9 years. And he will probably be only a wholesaler in 9 more years from now. And so for those of you guys in the chat, I'm just curious, like, is it, hey, I want to be a wholesaler now and for 20 years? Or is it, I want to use wholesale to get into co-living like Jamil's doing? Or I want to start wholesale so I can start flipping big properties like Jerry's always been doing. I want to use wholesale when appropriate at some point. Is it that mindset, or is it like, no, I'm going to be a wholesaler and nothing but a wholesaler. And if somebody tells me I can't wholesale in South Carolina, I'm either going to leave South Carolina or I'm going to keep doing it in South Carolina, but I'm going to do it illegally because ain't nobody going to tell me what to do. Who are you? I want to know in the side chat. Who are you guys? Who are we talking to today? By the way, we got a lot of really cool people in here today.
Or even Pace, I want to come in and do real estate, but I want to build a real legit business, a multi-million-dollar cash generating business that will provide revenue to do other things that are long-term, strategies. Even that is like thinking a lot bigger than just how do I make $5,000 to pay my bills at the end of the month? Nothing wrong with that. I was in that place too at one point, but not to think if you're thinking that's where this is, or I'm coming into it with that mindset, you're going to show up all the wrong ways because you're going to have desperation. It's going to come through in your energy. You're going to blame everybody when it doesn't work out because you're going to have times where it doesn't work out. That's normal. You're just going to bring all the wrong things that are going to really just self-sabotage your success. But when you come in here with like that long-term vision of like building, creating, providing value, doing whatever it takes to do the work, I'm going to put the work in to get the result. I'm going to go, if there's things I need to learn how to do that I don't know how to do, I'm willing to do that, take the risk, put myself out there, fall down, get back up. Like that mindset are the people that not only get through the wall, they climb the wall, jump over it, and then their success just continually goes up because they're on a trajectory of growth and development and wealth. And so they just think and act totally differently.
Yeah. By the way, guys, in the side chat, if you guys have a question, you want to come on the live, do not click this link if you just want to hang out in the backstage. I'm going to put a link in the side chat right now. And if you do not have a question, please do not click this link. We want you to come on here. The person I'd love to chat with is Akiva Greenblatt. He says, I'm looking for a partner to finish my flip in Memphis. Beautiful property, 1187 Central Avenue, Memphis, Tennessee. I'd love for maybe Jamil to comp this, and we kind of look at prop stream of like what a prop wire. What would you guys look at? You guys want to comp this property and tell us?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Want to pull it up?
Jamil will have it comp before anybody else even puts the address in.
Akiva Greenblatt, please, in the side chat, I just put a link in the side chat. I'd love for you to come on the actual show. Click the link. It says https://streamyard.com/ZC blah, 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 blah. Okay. Bring your questions on here, please. By the way, if you guys are new to the show, a couple of things I would give you as an advice. I saw somebody in the side chat named Pete. He says, teach me something. This is a waste of my time. Pete, bro, I can only imagine what's going on in your life right now. You are welcome to stick around. We love you. We appreciate you. This is episode 292. We have done all the beginner classes. We've done them, in fact, 15, 20 times each. Where to get your first deal, how to call a seller, how to find a buyer. We've done all those things so many times. You can go and watch those in 2x speed. This is a good way for me and my friends to connect with not only each other, but also with some people in the side chat. Okay. So if you're not learning something, go and watch the other episodes and go and type in Wholesale Hotline, how to find a buyer, Wholesale Hotline, how to call a seller. And we've done dedicated episodes just on those. Today is episode 292. Okay. That means that these three men right here have put in a total of probably 900 hours each into the show just to give you free value. So go and use the resources that are available to you. Okay.
ARV is 265.
What's that?
265 is the ARV.
Okay, so 265 is the ARV. And Jamil, is there any way? Do you know how to share your screen and like show that or no?
Jamil, he bought it about a year ago for 136. I'm guessing.
Okay. There's actually a comp right underneath it. I'll give you the address because I, for whatever reason, can't share my screen. But maybe you can pull it up, Pace. The comp that I think is the most relevant is 1145 Sledge Avenue. Sledge is spelled SLEDGE. 1145 Sledge Avenue.
Bro, somebody needs to move me to Memphis. You can get a house like this in Memphis.
It's a beautiful house. It's a 2,400 square foot, like colonial, really nice.
Okay, so Jerry, you looked up the records. He bought it for how much money?
If my guess is, since it looks to me like he ran out of money or something's going on. We need more context. So maybe tell us more what's going on. But it sold a year ago in August for 136.
Yeah, he's the subject that he's on Central. He paid, it looks like 135 for it. He probably had, I imagine it's 2,400 square feet. So it's not going to be cheap to remodel that, even just cosmetics. But this is a 1920 build. Hey, what is his name? Akiva, come on up, bro. Let's talk. We want to see you.
Yeah, why do you need a partner? What happened? You know, tell us the story.
Let's find out.
He might, to be just FYI, for some people in here, we've all seen people that buy a deal, they didn't buy it deep enough. I'm going to tell you right now, I bet he did not buy this deep enough. And
I don't think he has. I don't think he has, because I think a renovation on here is at least 80 grand at that size. And so if you're in it for 135 and you've got 80 into it now on rehab, you're into that. That means what are you?
210 without closing costs. You're into it 210 without hard money fees on a monthly basis. You're probably into this with closing costs and hard money fees 225.
Yep. So
he should have bought under 100 for sure.
Agreed. So this has maybe a $25,000 profit margin in it if he sells at 265.
And if he keeps his rehab at 80.
Correct. Which I don't know. You can at a 1922 build at 2,400 square feet.
I don't think you can. If not, if you're redoing everything.
I mean, look at this wood in here. Like,
this is the comp.
This is a low-level rehab. I mean, you look at the doors; they're original. The hinges are original, and maybe that's kind of the vibe because people want this like old-school thing. They did new trim. You can tell the hardwood floors are new. Fireplace is old. Even the mantle is old. They just restained it. So let's see. What about the windows? Okay, windows are new. They got dual pane vinyl windows. They kept the most expensive things. Okay. Like, for example, if you look in the kitchen right here above the cabinets, they have this bulkhead that should have been removed. Mm-hmm. But they're like, you know what? That's going to cost us $3,000 or $4,000. This nipple light should have been a can light. This is Formica, right? Like, that's not even granite. That's Formica. Carpet in the bedrooms, vinyl in the bathroom. That's vinyl. Not low grade carpet. It's decent carpet, but this is not even tile. That's laminate. And then the showers didn't even reach. They're not even reaching the shower, the like actual shower height. So think about the water damage that will happen
Oh
up
my
above
God,
there.
I hate that. I hate that. Why don't you tile to the ceiling? It makes me so mad when I see that.
Well, it's an extra $60, Jamil. And then look at the light bulbs. Like nobody thought, hey, let's make sure the light bulbs match. Obviously, we flip a lot of houses. And then it was almost like maybe we're going to do this in every bathroom. Maybe that's what we should know. If you look at this bathroom, tell me the 25 things you hate about this.
Well, I don't love the old ass tub. I'm also not a fan of the floor changing again. Like you go from on-site finished hardwood in the main to this carpet to then this, LVP that they've got in here, which is like a gray color when your whole motif is more of that brown. I don't know why we went with this gray. That tells me that this was probably on sale at Floor and Decor, and that's the reason why it's in here.
Yes.
And like you, I'm a bigger fan of cans than I am nipples.
And I feel like a can light at Amazon is like $7 versus these nipple lights are $18 at Lowe's. Like it's actually less expensive to have a more upgraded look. The other thing I don't love is like your mirror is sitting right on top of your cabinet. This is weird stuff, guys, I know, but it's sitting right on top of there. So water is going to get in between there and you'll never be able to dry it out. Women notice these things. Men will not notice this stuff, but women will. They'll come in here and go, oh, gross. This is going to accumulate water. The tile should have gone all the way to the ceiling. There should be a dedicated can light in the shower because here's what's going to happen. And by the way, you see that little chip on the bathtub right there? The bathtub didn't even get resprayed.
Right?
You see that little black chip?
Yeah, it's gross, man.
Okay, so I mean, this isn't like us criticizing this.
How many days on market till that one's sold?
Good question. I don't know. All the other thing, I'm a weirdo. I noticed paint overspray. Do you see the paint overspray on the vinyl? Right here, like at the door jamb. It's kind of hard to see from the image, probably where you guys are at, but I can see it really easy. They didn't even replace the old plumbing. This is the old original plumbing. They didn't replace that. They didn't replace any of the, they just sprayed the hanger. So 80 grand might do the reno. Like, and you look at the backyard, the landscaping, they spent zero money on any of that. Even the shingle, they spent $0 on the outside. They might have painted it.
I mean, they sold and they were on the market in March of 25, and then they were closed by June of 25. So not terrible.
Okay. Yeah. I mean,
Terrible.
they probably did this renovation. I mean, they painted the cabinets. Oh my gosh, bro. Shoot me.
But they started out very optimistic in January at 305, dropped it to 289 by April. Dropped it to 287. Then they went under contract, sold it for 265. So they definitely thought they were going to get 300 when they went into it.
For sure.
Yeah, this is an interesting thing. Somebody thinks their contractor is like really, really good. Do you see the color of the hardware on these handles, but then the handle right here? These handles are two different colors.
Yeah.
Okay, so
crazy.
They have.
You know what though? Guys, if he's looking to get out of that deal, I would call the listing agent on this comp, which is the next street over.
100%.
And say, hey, does that investor want to pick another one up? I'll bring in some money and I'll let you take it over or whatever.
Okay, so guys, is this a new countertop or is this epoxy countertop?
Looks like epoxy to me.
So they didn't even put granite in here. They put epoxy. They painted the old out. And then look at the outlets. You see how they didn't even change the outlets. They just put a new cover on the outside.
Jeez.
I say all of this not to criticize this listing. I say this to say maybe $80,000 is not needed if this demographic is cool with this. Like the problem with us is that we don't live in Memphis. So it's going to be hard for us to like really determine this. I mean, there are some, a house like this on the outside.
There are some higher comps around that.
There's a 300 if you want to look at it real quickly, Pace. Can I give you an address?
Yeah, what's the address?
This one probably got 265 because it was just done really badly.
Yeah, the 300 that I'm looking at here is, sorry, one sec.
It's over to the
it's a 1375 Agnes, 1375 AGNES, Agnes Place.
Got it. Got 300.
Yep.
Really good landscaping on the front. Now, notice they didn't redo the driveways or anything in there, so that price point doesn't really require that.
This house has a lot of nice millwork in it, and looks like they did do a replacement of the cabinets.
Yep. Weird thing. I noticed the weirdest stuff being an ex-contractor. It's like I noticed this light was never replaced, but I do like the wraparound porch. That's a big deal.
Is this a flip or existing? This is
somebody lives here.
Yeah, this is existing.
I like the trim work, right? The woodwork around the house was not just painted over, it's stained over. Also staging. How big of a deal is staging in a house, guys?
I mean, it's everything.
Okay.
I think in a nice flip, you need it. I mean, I've gotten away with it in lower price remodels where I don't stage, but you know, in
this price point, you can get away with it, but then when you start pushing the bigger square footages like this one, you kind of need it because, I mean, you don't need to stage a 1,100 square foot house that's 250 ARV, but 2,500 goes a long way to stage it because it just looks more, you know, this looks prettier when it's instead of these big open rooms.
Man, well, this is a crazy comp because it seems like there's a basement in this house and it also has this loft upstairs. This little thing up where did I find this? Right here.
That's cool.
Like it's got an upstairs and a basement in this house. So this is a great house. So Maui Kid says, Pace, how do you vet your contractors and where do you find them initially? I vet my contractors by asking them how many of your cousins are on your crew. And I mean, I wish I was joking, but I'm telling you right now, I'm just going to tell you from my personal experience. If you're a white dude, chances are I'm not hiring you. Sorry. Most of the contractors that have screwed me were licensed contractors. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just telling you as the honest truth. The best contractors I've had have been on my crews for 15, 16 years, and it's all their family members. And they take their life very seriously, making sure that all their family members are taken care of. They also want to work for like one or two flippers. They're not looking to have they just want peace in their life. And so those are the crews I'm looking for. The other thing I will ask is if a contractor is like marketing for work and they say they've been in the business for 15 years, massive red flag.
Big time.
Why is that, Jamil?
Well, if they've been in the business for 15 years, they shouldn't be marketing. Every single one of their jobs should be coming through word of mouth and referrals. And so that tells you that they've done in 15 years, they've burnt so many bridges, they have to go out there and get new business.
Yeah, agreed. And look, Patty in Las Vegas, we are a subcontractor, been not paid many times. I actually did a whole YouTube video. I selfied 40 minutes on Sunday, and I was going to put it out and talk about all the ways I've lost. Did you guys see my Facebook post about all the ways I've lost money as a contractor and whatnot? Mm-hmm. Yeah, guys, I've lost millions of dollars as a contractor, people not paying me and getting the work done, but I've never had to market for myself. I never one time had to go out and go, I'm a contractor, hire me. Good people will get your phone number and you will be overwhelmed if you do a good job. That's all it is. So usually referrals, right? Like I'll ask friends of mine, hey, I'm doing a project up in Montana, right? Or I'm doing a project here. Who do you have? Like right now, Jerry went through a couple of contractors. And if I said, hey, do you have a good contractor? He'd be like, no, right now I do not have one because these guys took advantage of me or they were really slow or whatever, what have you. Mm-hmm. But if I asked Jerry, like, hey, do you have a good contractor do you have a good fence contractor in Knoxville, Tennessee? What do you think I'm going to get?
Yeah. Or a barn.
Or a barn or whatever, right? It's referrals only. I'm not going on Angie List. I'm not going on Craigslist. I'm going to referral only, and I'm networking with other investors that are actually doing the deals.
I found Pace referrals from other investors because they're not going to refer somebody that did a bad job to them. Other contractors, because contractors won't refer another contractor that they know on the job unless they're good to work with. Mm-hmm. That's a great one too. And then we also, I call it poaching, but we'll actually go by job sites and then we'll ask the contractor, hey, are you independent or are you exclusive to the builder or investor? And if they're independent, then we'll look at their work, we'll see what they're doing, and we'll ask if they want to bid another project. And that's something like everybody can do, those three things.
Yeah. I drove, I went on a 6-mile run this morning and I ran by 4 properties that had dumpsters in front of them. and I took photos of the addresses, and I went home and I looked up permits from City of Phoenix, and I sent them to my team. I was like, hey, these contractors are pulling permits on these properties. Guess what? It was the same contractor on all 4 properties in this neighborhood, because neighbors share the contractor's information, right? And I was really kind of surprised by that. So, yeah, really good question on the contractor side. So what's going on with this Memphis thing, and I don't think the person that was asking the question earlier wanted to come on the live, but high likelihood he overpaid for the property and he's been sitting on it for a year. If I had a property that needed, let's say, $60,000 renovation, Jamil, Jerry, how long would you expect that renovation to take?
30 days.
Jamil has a crazy crew. Him and his sister have an insanely good crew. What about you, Jerry?
30 to 60. Yeah. I mean, time is money. You got to get in and out of there fast. And it depends on how you're spending that 60, but yeah, you got to go fast. I mean, every day matters.
Okay. So we'll comp another property for you guys. I agree with Jerry and Jamil. I think that when I'm budgeting for a property, my typical renovation plan is $1,000 per day. I've seen Jamil's crew do $100,000 renovation in 40 days. Like, I've seen it multiple times.
Yeah.
He has a crazy good crew. I have a really good crew, but I never put any pressure on them, and they'll a lot of times compress stuff because they get paid per job. We do not pay per line item. That's another thing that Rahima and Jamil also do well, is they're not paying per line item. They go, here's the project, here's the budget, go get it done. I don't need to know about your labor and your hours and your this and your that. Like, go get the project done. So that's another tip, is when you get a really good crew, you can tell that crew, hey, our budget's $50K. I don't care how much money you make, but here's what it needs to look like. And we walk through. Here's my hack. I go through, I put my phone on wide angle and I record my whole entire meeting with my crew. I put it up on Dropbox and I go, anytime you have a question about finishes, what it should look like, go reference the Dropbox. My budget's $50K. And there you go, right? And then I have somebody obviously run the flip. But the house, when I buy a property and it needs a $60,000 renovation, I plan on 60 days. If it's a $65,000 renovation, 65 days. It's $1,000 per day is my team. And most of the time they beat the time allotment. We have Avika Greenblatt on the show.
Hey.
Hey, how you
Avika,
doing?
tell us what's going on with the house, bro. We need to know.
Okay, so I bought it a year ago in Fremont for $136,000. I put down payment $41,000 and took from Kiavi $95,000 for the purchase and 100% for the construction. Basically, I took for construction $86,000, and I only drew like 37 till now. But I see it's a lot of work. Like, I took off everything: demolition, wire, electrical, plumbing, everything new. It's 2,487 square, and bad contractors. And it's my first flip, and it's 1907. So basically,
Did you put new windows in?
I put 26 new windows. Yeah.
Yeah, you can see it on the Google image that they're new windows.
I put new sidings, and they didn't put the siding correctly. So everything I did was messy. So,
How much more?
Okay, so the biggest problem, so this is a good lesson for everybody. And Akiva, thank you for coming on here and chatting with us.
Thank you.
You will run into bad situations. Like, a good deal can be turned into the worst deal of your life by having a bad contractor, period. An amazing deal can be turned into a crappy deal with a bad contractor. And to be honest with you, a project like this could be salvaged with an incredible contractor. Your biggest challenge is that you are in now, you've burned through probably, I'd say,
40%.
$12,000 in hard money, roughly.
A little bit more, around 15,000, and now they're charging me for the extension another 1%. So
yeah, it makes sense. So you're going to spend $25,000 on the hard money by the time you're all done, and your big challenge right now is you're out of capital to then get another contractor. Is that the big problem?
yeah, and the best contractor that I have now wants 110,000. Like, to correct everything, because I have a stop work on the electrical side.
Oh no.
Yeah. And the electrical wasn't
You've done what a lot of people do, brother. You did what a lot of people do. You hired a contractor that didn't pull permits. He went and did the work really fast. He had a good price that made sense. He got shut down, and now the city won't let you do work until you get a contractor that knows what they're doing. So the contractor that knows what he's doing is like, I'll do the work, but I got to undo this other crappy guy's work, pull a permit, and put my name on the line to fix your problem. So that's going to cost you 30 grand. And I'm actually surprised that that's all he would charge you, is a $30,000 fee to basically unravel and refix this whole situation.
Yeah.
I think to add to this, like everyone listening right now, your first flip needs to have a couple of things. First of all, make sure it's cosmetic. Don't take on an old house that needs $100,000. Just don't do that on your first one, because you got to learn a lot of things. It's okay to make mistake when you're doing carpet and paint. Like, you can get through that, and you're practicing with 3 or 4 contractors, not this massive project that's you think is 80, it's really 100. If things go wrong, it's 150. You know. Yeah. And the other thing is, you got to identify these problems faster and solve them faster. Like, every day that goes by where you don't solve this problem, you're getting deeper and deeper in the hole.
Yeah.
So what do you suggest? Just to sell it for a loss? Because I'm in like, let's say 41,000 down payment, and then around another 61 what I put in, like HVAC system, roofing, electrical, plumbing, sheetrock, siding, windows.
Here's what I would do. I would run all the numbers. How much am I going to lose if I sell it now? How much am I going to lose if I spend the money? And sometimes spending more money to get out is your best way out. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes spending more money to get out isn't the best way, and sell it now and be done and move on. You know, I would be running numbers on both scenarios.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, you know what's tough about this is I was in San Antonio the other day, and this girl comes up to me and she says, "Hey, before I joined the Subto community, I went and I did a flip and I lost 50 grand. And I just walked away from the deal, and I was like, okay, interesting. I'm glad you got through it, and more importantly, I'm glad that you like took it as a learning lesson." And by the way, Akiva, I'm going to mute you for only while you're not talking, because you got some sort of feedback going on. I don't know if you have like a cricket or a snake on your desk or what's going on over there, but something is going on. So what was interesting is I've met a lot of people in my life that just walked away from flips. And there's a couple of things that happen psychologically there. Number one, you commit to being a quitter. Number one. Number two, you feel like it's okay to burn the lender or burn whoever, which I don't think, Akiva, that's who you are, but I'm just saying that when you go raise money in the future, this is what I told the girl in San Antonio. I said, you are going to run into a situation in the future where a private money lender says, "Have you ever lost money on a deal?" And you're going to proudly say, "Yes, I have. And here's what I did to get out of it. And this is how I solved the problem." Because private money lenders that I have now today, I have a little over 400 people in deals with me. Those private money lenders weirdly don't even ask about the deal, because I've always paid people back. I've always taken care of people. I've told stories about how I've lost money on a deal and I dug myself out. They will bet on the horse in the beginning, but they'll bet on the jockey once you make a name for yourself. And so you could, if you were actually doing social media, which most people are too afraid to do, you could turn this into a massive triumphant story. If I was in your shoes, here's what I would do. I'd do a whole series of YouTube videos about how I got myself out of this deal and how I dug myself out. And I'm doing more deals in Memphis. And if you want to work with me, this is the kind of person I am. And I would make this house make me money. That's my mindset. And so I want to let you know that you just got to turn the dial on your mindset just a little bit. Here's what I would probably do. I would, like Jerry said, I would look at 2 different ways. Number one, what would it take for me to just wholesale it right now and write a check to get rid of the deal, save myself from a year of agony?
Pay everybody back.
He's got 41K down payment, so I don't think he needs to write a check. He might just be able to sell the deal for, par for what, for what's owed, plus maybe an extra, he might rebate himself 20 or 30 grand.
Okay, cool. So he might lose 20 or 30 grand is what you're saying.
No, he may lose more than that, but he's going to rebate himself 20 or 30 grand. He's got 40 grand down on the down payment and 60 grand in so far in improvements. So he's 40 grand of his down payment is still in the house. 60 grand is sunken. So if he can sell it at least for 135, he'll at least get the 40 grand back.
Yeah. Jamil's right. Yeah, there you go. Okay, cool. So you could walk away saying I lost 60 grand, right? Or what you could do is figure out, how do I get this property as a rental and hold on to this thing for 10 years? I've done that more times than I want to admit, especially in 2023. I had some flips in 2022 that I didn't quite finish on time. Interest rates went up. I couldn't sell them. I refinanced them, turned them into rentals. I still own them to this day. One of them is an Airbnb, and I hate Airbnb. Another one is a co-living property, which I like co-living. Follow what Jamil's doing with co-living, by the way. And so I think that if you could, it's 2,400 square feet. Is that correct, Akiva?
Yes.
2,400 square feet, bro. I would look at, in Memphis, Tennessee, why not turn this into a co-living property? I would go watch some of Jamil's co-living YouTube videos and go, maybe I turn this into a co-living and I salvage my capital and I don't walk away from a loss. And I just look at this as like a savings account, and that I'll be able to pull my money out of the savings account in 5 to 7 years. And now that Trump is sending the National Guard, sorry to make this political, but are you in Memphis?
Yeah.
Have you noticed a difference with the National Guard being there?
I got a ticket Friday, so everyone.
Good, you son of a bitch, driving too fast. Okay, so
But Pace, what I did when I did a video with you on one of these, but in 2023, I got caught with some flips I couldn't sell. So I did exactly what you said. I didn't want to keep these as long-term buy and hold. So what I did is I refinanced, and then I sold them on contract for deed, because then I could get a premium, right? Because you could sell for way higher under that price. I carried them for a couple of years, and then people exited out, in the past year or 6 months, because I carried them, I ballooned them for like 2 years or whatever. So like,
I like that strategy.
Sometimes you don't have to take the loss. Just clean it up, structure it better, rehab it a little differently if you're going to hold on to it, maybe. I don't know. But like, get creative on how to save yourself the losses. You don't have to just take the losses sometimes.
Yeah, these are all good options. Option one, take a loss, walk away, and just go, I'm done with this. It's stressing me out. Now, you are the kind of guy that I would buy a deal from, that I call on and I go, hey, let me buy this at a discount, right? You're one of the guys I'll buy a deal from.
I have 10 wholesalers that they gain with me.
Okay, cool. So that's option one. Option two is I could partner with the fix and flipper and see if I could get some of the profit on the back end and make myself a little bit more whole. And I wouldn't make them go get a new loan. I would let them take over my hard money loan, Subto, so they didn't have to go put a bunch of money into the deal, and I could see if I could get out of it. That would be option two. Okay. Option three would be like a co-living or a different strategy, refinance. And can you guys hear my kids screaming like bloody murder in the background?
A little bit, not loud. You can hear
Okay. And then option four, which is what Jerry said, is you take these deals, you refinance it, and then you sell it on a contract for deed, creative finance, and you take monthly payments.
Could I refinance it now?
Could you creative finance it? No, because you have what we call a toxic loan. You have a hard money loan that nobody should be taking Subto. The one type of loan that nobody should ever buy Subto, unless you are flipping it temporarily, short term, the only type of loan you should never buy Subto is a hard money loan, which is what you have. You have a toxic loan.
Yeah.
And I don't think you've got enough appreciation there yet to be able to refi in any retail loan. So because you're in the position you are right now in the property, there isn't a loan product out there that you could refi into that would work. And so unfortunately, you're the only kind of loan right now that would even touch your property would be a hard money loan, which you already have in place. And so actually, there's a guy in the chat, Kyle Cargis. He's a member of the Subto community. He says, I have a co-living in Memphis. He might be somebody that you should talk to because he understands the market out there. He may have some insights as to what he's getting per month, per room. And if you can get yourself into a good situation where you turn that into a co-living, you could get a DSCR loan on that once you finish it off and start filling it up. And that might be able to pull not only your down payment out, but some of the rehab that you've put into there. And it could be your best strategy right now to hold the property and to recoup some of your funds.
I muted him. He had a lot of feedback. Akiva, what are you using over there for your phone? Do you have a snake that's like moving around on your desk? Like what's up with your
Nothing. I think it's the HVAC.
do you have an Android?
No, iPhone.
Okay, there's something going on. It's better now that it's not on.
Better
your
now
desk.
you picked it up, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so any questions you have before we wrap up the show?
No, I got everything. I will contact what's it called, and I want to thank everyone here. I see the videos on YouTube. Great contact. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. We're happy to help. Guess what? We've all been there before, and the smartest thing you could do is something you won't do. You just won't do it. I'm sorry. I wish I could wave a magic wand and get everybody to do this, but I would create so much content around this, and I would get people to rally behind me, and I would tell stories about this deal, and I would tell people my learning experiences and share this online. And you won't do it because you when you're going through a bunch of crap, you're too afraid to share it. So congratulations for sharing it tonight and getting some good feedback, and hopefully you get some momentum going in the right direction. You're freaking awesome. Co-living would solve a lot of those problems at a 2,400 square feet, bro.
It's a perfect house for that. And Memphis is a good market for it as well. I think Kyle and him need to actually get together and figure something out. Maybe Kyle would JV with the guy on it. Who knows?
He probably would.
If he's not in a place to keep it, like can't refi or whatever, I like that idea. I did this one time where I wanted out of the deal and I JV'd with another flipper who brought in the rest of the capital. And we worked out a deal where, because now he doesn't have to bring in as much capital and he had good crews and he could keep the cost down. So then when they flipped it, we just split whatever the proceeds were with his money and my money. You know, like we created a baseline so he knew what he was getting into. But that might be a way for him out of that too, if he wants to try to get out of it.
Love it. Shout out to Anthony, your first deal closing. You partnered with a Subto member in the Subto community. Jamil and I are hitting the road, guys. And Woo! Can I show you guys a really cool video real fast? Let me show you a video. This is cool. Let me see if I can play the audio on this too. You guys can hear this audio. This is a video that my team just sent me. Kind of freaking cool. Let's see here. Entire screen. What? Get the heck out of here. That's so lame. Hold on a sec.
Pace, while you're doing that, can I ask you a favor with your new RV?
Yeah, of course.
My kids, their favorite thing is to poop in an RV.
Oh, of course.
I don't know why they love to poop in an RV.
Easy,
like if they see an RV, they all have to go poop instantly.
we got two poop places for them. Check this out. Check this video. It's Monday Night Football, so you guys need to know. I made this all for you guys. Okay, check it out. Oh yeah! Yes.
I love it. Is one side wrapped, not the other side?
The whole everything is wrapped all the way around.
That was before. The first picture was before.
First picture before. Creative Nation Tour. Jamil and I are hitting 100 cities in 100 days. And you see a lot of our members in our communities collaborating and helping people that are not in our communities. And what we want to do is we want to be known as people to do the craziest things and provide the most value. We've been doing this for the longest time. Jamil and I used to hit the road back in like 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20. And then COVID hit and we said, let's keep going. And we did. We just kept going. But one thing we've never done is we've never done a full country tour all congruently. And so we're doing 100 cities. Jamil even twisted my arm and said, let's do 3 stops in Canada. Then Jerry turned both of our arms and said, get to Puerto Rico. We're going to be having a blast, guys. I'm even going to Knoxville, Tennessee. I'm going to be having Friendsgiving with Jerry and his family. I'm hoping that we can kill a turkey. If we can't kill a turkey, we will buy a pre-killed turkey and have Friendsgiving with them. But our goal is at the Creative Nation Tour, we already have sponsors. Pad Split, we have Go High Level, we have Deal Sauce, we have Home Depot, we have Monster Energy, we have Prime Corporate Services, Relay Financial, and they are covering $750,000 in sponsorship costs. This tour will cost $960,000.
Wow.
Okay, so instead of us selling tickets, our sponsors are saying, no, don't sell tickets, have nothing for sale, have nothing to pitch, nothing. Just get out there and help people get their first deal. So our goal is 100, 100, 100. 100 cities, 100 days, 100 newbies per city. We want to help you get a deal. That's 10,000 people. Guys, if we could help 10,000 people get their first deal or touch a transaction in some way, transaction coordination, generate the lead, set the appointment, whatever it may be, we could change the entire real estate industry. And that is what we are attempting to do. CreativeNationTour.com. Go there. It costs $0 to be there, hang out, except I will sell you one thing. I will sell you tacos, drinks, etc. Your family is invited. And I want you guys to know what it looks like when you go to the website. This will be kind of cool. Check this out. Watch this. Share screen. Here we go. So if you RSVP, you will see all the dates right here. Look at all. This is the craziest thing we've ever done, bro. Are you kidding me?
Dude.
Okay, so there you go. We got Honolulu, Hawaii this weekend, actually, in Honolulu, Hawaii, Anchorage, Oklahoma City, Chicago, Milwaukee, Green Bay. That's just in the next week. This starts this Saturday coming up, CreativeNationTour.com. Jerry, Jamil, is there anything else that you guys would like to promote or talk about before we wrap up the show today?
I'm just pumped, bro. This is going to be so cool. And the cool factor that I just went up with my kid having my face on a bus is the best. The best. I love it so much. I can't wait to do this with you, and I can't wait to see all you incredible people out there. Bring your family, bring your friends, and come hang out.
Yes, guys, kids are welcome. We are a family-oriented community, and this is for everybody. I know a lot of times we do meetups with Subto, with Astro, with Jamil's co-living group. We have Jerry's Lidzers come out, even Gators come out. Usually it's very private community, but we are doing this for anybody and everybody. We don't care if you're 6'7" or if you have kids or you're from Zimbabwe. We don't care. Come out, hang out with us. We know it's going to be cold. That's why most of the meetups will be in-house inside of a building. Jerry, what else do you have? What do you have to promote? What do you got going on this week?
Oh boy. Just working away at the business. I don't think I've got anything too exciting coming up. I'm going to be doing a little bit of travel. I'm going to be in Fort Worth, Texas, Sunday and Monday. I'm going to go hang out with RJ Bates for a day and do some stuff with him. He's got a little private thing going on, and did 2 back-to-backs here at the farm. So I'm excited. I think I figured out a few things, Pace. I'm excited for you guys to come out here and invite everybody out to the farm. And,
what do you mean a back-to-back?
Just 2 weeks in a row. I did a little private event, and then the Joe Homebuyer group did an event at the farm, and they used the pavilion and everything. So we shot guns, and it was really fun. The vibe here is cool because, you're on the farm, you see the animals, it's the Smoky Mountains all around you. You see the lake over here. It's different than a hotel. It's just really cool.
I have contemplated moving to Knoxville now that you have 40 acres and I only have 20. So we'll see if I can find a spot out there. I love you both. You guys are both incredible mentors of mine and heroes of mine. Guys, thank you. 340 people showed up randomly on a Monday evening. We are here every Monday night. Come in and hang out with us. We talk all things. Now, what I would love to do next week is you guys bring in a couple of properties. Let Jamil and Jerry and myself break some stuff down, give you some advice on some specific properties. I think that's more beneficial than just some blanket questions. And in the meantime, we have so many episodes on Wholesale Hotline, this being episode 292. That guy, Pete, that was like, teach me something. This is boring. He wasn't wrong, because that's his perception. But Pete, you can always go into the other episodes and learn a lot from what we've taught over the last 5 years. Jerry, Jamil, you guys are freaking incredible. Love you guys. We'll see you guys next week.
See ya.
Or just say squat up. So squat up and enjoy the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
1, 2, 3.
So squat up and enjoy the show. What are you doing?
I didn't say nothing.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay.
So squat up.